Hey everybody, this is TF Now. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends series, part of the Spider-Man series and Build-A-Figure Stilt Man series, the Hand Ninja. I only have 2 of these Hand Ninjas just to let you guys know, but I would like to get more. This is very cool what they're doing with this army builder. As many of you know by now, not only are we finally getting actual Marvel Legends Hand Ninjas, since some of us have had to resort to using articulated icons, which is not a bad thing. Those were pretty good. I still have mine. But we have official ones for Marvel Legends, and what's great that they did is that with Stiltman, they all come with extra legs with this army builder here, so that way you can get as many as you want and make your Stiltman as tall as you want. I think that's a really awesome idea that I hope that they try to implement somehow with other army builders in the future. Let's just go ahead and talk about the packaging here. On the front, it's a very standard Marvel Legends packaging. It says Legends series right there. Get the figure in the box, the contents there. It does say Build-A-Figure Stiltman warning and ages 4 and up on the top flap there. Bottom half, all it says is Marvel, the Hand Ninja, and it does have the Hasbro logo right there. On this side, which is going to be reflected on the other side, is a really nice artwork of the Hand Ninja. It looks really cool. On the back here, for the top half of the back of the packaging, you can see a better look of the Hand Ninja, which looks really good, as well as a multilingual read-up if you want to pause and read that. And at the top right, it says Marvel Legends series. Bottom half of the packaging has Build-A-Figure Stiltman, all the figures in the series, as well as which part comes with which figure, and Stiltman there on the far left. Multilingual warnings, and then here's the barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. Overall, it's a pretty solid army builder. There are a couple things about it, though, that I'm not super cool with, but nothing that makes me hate the figure overall. I think they did a great job. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the accessories that this figure comes with, and we'll take a closer look at the figure. So this figure comes with a lot of accessories for himself, but we also get some pieces for Stiltman. This is one of the legs to Stiltman. This thing is really nice. I will talk more about this in depth when we get to the review very soon. It will be after this video here. But just imagine, this thing is 7 inches long basically. Imagine just one of these on a Stiltman, and then imagine multiple of these being stacked on top of each other for Stiltman. That is insane. We also get a stand for Stiltman, as you can see here. And this is going to help Stiltman stand, which when I get to the review, you're going to see that it really needs this stand. Sadly, the pegs here are small enough for other figures. Like, they're pretty big, and I've tried it on, I've actually tried it on the Hand Ninja, because it has a peg hole at the bottom of the foot there. It's too wide, sadly. So this would have been good to just get a basic type of stand for Marvel Legends. If, you're getting multiple Stiltmans and you don't want to use the base every time for one Stiltman figure, but oh well, what are you going to do? We also have, which fell here, the sword, and this is a different sculpt than what we're used to. I don't think I've seen this before, and it looks awesome, honestly. I think the sculpt in some areas is a little plain, mostly in the blade, but the paint actually is pretty clean for the silver there. I think it might be molded in this type of silver, and then we have the black on the handle, which actually, all of it came out pretty well. It's a little plain, but I still think it's fine. You do have weapon storage, as you can see here, and it's in a certain shape. So all you got to do is just slide in there and it fits in no problem, as you can see. We also get a pair of these open posed hands that we've seen with a good amount of Marvel Legends figures over the years. So these are pretty nice. I do wish we came with some fists, but that's all right. The figure comes with these as well. I forget the actual name of these weapons. Please let me know in the comments if you know what they're called. I might put something on screen if I find it. But these things are also really well done. I like the blade. The paint of the blade is actually really cool. A little bit of a... whatever this mold thing here is with the circle, that's a little annoying. I don't think it's supposed to be there. But the handle is actually really good. Nice sculpting, and I think it's in a black mold. I have no idea if it's painted black. I don't know what's painted and what's molded, but overall it looks nice. I think I mentioned I wish we got some fists, but overall we get a good amount of stuff already. So here's a quick 360 look at the Hand Ninja. We've had some for Marvel Legends in the past with the older Hasbro Marvel Legends stuff. I never got any of those, and from my understanding, they weren't actually all that great. And then we got articulated icons, of course, which are pretty good, and now we have these. How do these stack up? Well, I don't think they are as detailed, honestly, as articulated icons, but they still have some pretty good sculpting. I think the head sculpt is actually really nicely done. We have some nice green eyes, as you can see, and I actually think that the eyebrows came through pretty nice with the paint there, and the way that the mask is sculpted is also really good. Now, I believe this hood is glued to the head. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Would have been nice if it was a removable hood, so you had options. But, oh well, you know, there are certain things that they really should have done over and over with this figure, in my opinion. But it's still a solid ninja, I think. I do think that this piece here, the buckle at least is too big. It's a little plain in some of the areas when it comes to the straps here. This entire belt for the the sword holster. Well, this part's sculpted nicely, but it's a little plain. Do have some silver right there. It did sculpt a ninja star there. The rest of the outfit has some nice wrinkling, but there's not really any paint in certain areas. I mean, when you get down to like the forearms there, with the not really the gauntlets, but around the wrist, those are painted in a darker red, but the rest of this is molded in just this brighter red. I believe this might be molded in this red too. Actually, I think this is painted in the bright red, and then this is molded. I really don't know. Either way, you get different, I was about to say differentiated reds. I don't know if I'm even using that right. We have some like black, I don't know if it's string or something, but it goes around the arm there, but then it breaks up the sculpt here because of the pin right there. And then we have this nice black belt, as you can see. We've seen these hands before plenty of times as well. And this black belt actually has some nice details right here on the sash and whatnot. More wrinkles going on throughout the whole outfit. Going down here, there's a serial number printed on the back of the leg, which kind of looks ugly. And then wrinkles in the legs. And then we get down to the feet, and these actually do look pretty good, I think. There's not much I can complain about. Maybe they're a little too glossy, but that's not even that big of a complaint, honestly. They're sculpted pretty nicely. Have some nice buckles and straps and whatnot. And then we get down to the bottom. Not much treading, though. So this is also a softer plastic piece. This skirt, it has a little bit of black splotches on here, sadly. It doesn't get in the way of articulation that much, though. So I don't think there is much reuse. I didn't look at the chest right here. They did this thing, which I've seen on like some Black Widow figures, where this is a whole different sculpt that's basically glued in here. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a closer look. Right there, where that darker red meets the lighter red, you can see. So that's a little distracting, but I don't think that's too bad. I just noticed it just now. I have the second one here, and I took off the sword holster if you wanted to see how that looks without it on. Honestly, I would keep it on, but there's no harm in taking it on or off. The head pops off pretty easily. So articulation is pretty good on this figure. The head, it's actually a really tight joint, and it wants to go up that far. It can go down a little bit farther than that. There we go. And then it will swivel, a little bit of a neck pivot, not much. We do have butterfly joints that aren't super strong, but they're good enough. Arms that go all the way around. They do go in and out. Upper arm swivel. We get a bit of a double jointed elbow, but this upper part is not very good with the bend. We have an up and down hinge, as you could see, for that. And then we do have a swivel, whereas this one is the in and out hinge, as well as also a swivel. If you're looking at that, I have to turn down the brightness a little bit. It has a ball joint up here, so it could swivel a little bit, side to side, forward and back a little bit. We do have a separate crunch, actually. Hang on a second. Okay, so these should have a separate hinge around in the torso. You see right there, that little bend that goes forward? This one, I don't see, it's in there, but I just can't see it, and it doesn't work very well because of it. So we're going to continue with this one because the hinge doesn't help that much. It goes like forward and back just a little, so that's a little disappointing. Legs could go forward that much, not really back at all. In and out, all right. Upper thigh swivel. We do get double jointed knees right there. We have a swivel here at the boot, which is pretty nice. The down is pretty good on the foot. We also get a pretty nice up. The up actually isn't that great. I thought it was going to be better. Maybe if you rotate it just a little bit, but I wouldn't push it too far. And then we have an ankle rocker. So for size comparisons from left to right, we have Miles from the same series. We have ANtarcticbreeze icons Red Ninja. And from the Retro Collection Spider-Man series, on the right there, we have Daredevil and Spider-Man. This figure is actually taller than I expected. It's actually taller than both figures on the right, as you can see. I feel like it should be about the same height. And articulated icons then just actually aren't as short as I thought they used to be. They fit in pretty well scale with the other Marvel Legends. They're just a little bit shorter than regular size characters. And as you can see on the very far left with Miles, it's going to be the shortest out of all of them, but I'm just surprised just how tall this new hand ninja is. So overall, I think Hasbro did a pretty good job with this army builder. I just can't help but compare it to articulated icons. Don't get me wrong, articulated icons have some problems on their own, but they're still pretty solid. This new one, though, is good. I don't know if I would say better than articulated icons. It'll definitely probably fit better with your Marvel Legends, but it comes with its own problems. Mostly that some of the articulation isn't great, like in the butterfly joint and in the elbows. Also, the head joint's a little tight as well. Some of the paint is kind of non-existent in certain areas, mostly in where you see the more consistent red, like in the chest and the legs. But it comes with a good amount of accessories. I just wish it came with some fists, but I still think that the weapons that this figure comes with is pretty awesome. And the fact that you can get multiples of these, like I said earlier, and stack them for Stiltman's legs is just a really awesome idea. So I do recommend picking these up, even if you do have articulated icons figures. They're about 20 bucks each. I got 2 of mine on Amazon. There are other retailers you can go to as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys later.